So welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna be discussing the Road to Laugh Tale volumes, so volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, and also at the end we'll give our predictions for, I guess, the final saga. Our brief predictions. I told Leo to not read these, for I could get his live reaction, and I already read all of them. I read some multiple, some I read today. So yeah, Leo, do you know what's the concept of the Road to Laughter of these volumes?
All I know is all I know is that Ulti has a long tongue.
Leo, Dios mío, oh my God! Like all the all the he showed us what that tongue could do. And oh my God, bless Oda, bless his heart. Um, like when Ulti got into this, I was debating, man, is she best girl now or Robin though? Robin's still fine, but although he gave us that, I'm like, I don't know. Ulti may be best girl. I don't know. so okay, so that's the only thing you know. Okay. But so yeah, the for everyone who doesn't know, the Road to Laugh Tale, it's like 4 volumes, four like mini chapters that came out during the break week, and each volume contains every chapter is basically like information that we already know, compiled in these 4 chapters. So basically, this everything that we need to know for the final saga, basically, like to prepare ourselves for the final saga. It's like a recap, basically. Like it's a really very well detailed recap, right? And also at the end of each volume, we get like scrap ideas, like concept art, sketches, and stuff like that that Oda has throughout the years. Mostly related to Wano stuff. I was hoping, when this got announced 4 weeks ago, I was hoping that the scrap ideas was everything that he had throughout the whole series. I was expecting that, but no, turns out the scrap ideas were like specific for Wano. So sadly, because I was hoping what ideas Oda has had throughout the whole series. But it makes sense that every scrap idea is like related to Wano, since Wano's the very latest arc. So that makes sense. And I haven't told you this, Leo, because I thought about this before we start recording. So since you haven't read anything, right? I want to do a little game with you. So
Okay.
I want to do a little game. So like I said, Road to Laugh Tale is like recap, like stuff that we should know. And since you have said throughout a couple of videos you're pretty forgetful, yeah.
I'm
So
not that forgetful,
yeah,
but sure.
but I want to see if you're if you're not that
If,
forgetful,
if I can back that claim up.
if you could back that claim up. So every now and then, not throughout the whole thing, but every now and then, I may ask you some questions, about the thing, and see if you can answer it. I did this earlier with my brother, and that's where I got the idea of, oh wait, I could do this with Leo.
Sure.
So once we get to that moment, I will like, oh Leo, here's your like, your thing. And I'm not seeing you. Hopefully you're not cheating. Hopefully you don't cheat. Hopefully you don't look up the the chapter and then you read off from it. But I don't know. Let's see.
No worries, I'm just looking at my on-screen keyboard.
Oh yeah. I guess that's like, I guess, a story that we had before recording that Leo cannot use his Leo cannot use his keyboard, basically. Here.
After getting my computer fixed,
Yep, he got.
my keyboard goes kaput.
Yep, he. Yeah. So it says here we're the first page. It says here. Also, since I'm not usually I share the screen with Leo for that way he could see what I'm seeing. But since I'm going to do the little quiz thing, I don't want to show what I'm saying, so I'm just going to read things off.
Yeah, I'll just imagine it. I'll try to
Yes.
imagine.
Yeah, imagine it. So the first page of volume 1, like the cover, is Roger laughing. His iconic laugh. He laughed, and the color's like a bronze, like a gold color. So it's really nice. So that's here. One Piece, the romantic seafaring adventure to find the great treasure is finally nearing its end. In this volume, we'll embark on our own adventure to uncover the pivotal plot points of this epic tale. So the first volume is basically summarize. It's talking about Roger's life. The Roger's like journey. Um, which is the Roger's journey. Talking about rocks, everything that we know. I think the poneglyphs, if I'm correct. It's been a while I read this. I did read them, but I already forgot the context. Well, yeah, I know they talk about the poneglyph, Roger, and rocks. The next page, it's just talking about like the Great Pirate era started when Roger died. 25 years ago. Or it says here, 25 years passed since Golden Roger conquered the Grand Line. And also there's like it says here, the birth of the next pirate king is near upon us. Obviously, yeah, it has to be Luffy, but some people are saying it could be Boogie. Some people saying it could be Boogie, and that Luffy will not mind because yeah, he did the journey. I still want Luffy to be pirate king. Like come on now. That's
I
his.
feel like
Uh, no, what are you
I
gonna
feel
say?
like I feel like there's gonna be like both are gonna happen. Like both of them are gonna be parking.
Luffy, I mean, not Luffy. Boogie this because when Luffy and met Boogie for the first time, of course, Luffy said his iconic line, I'm Monkey D. Luffy, I'm gonna be king of the pirates. And Boogie said, oh, okay, so if you're pirate king, then I'm gonna be pirate god. So, and we know that Luffy, I mean not Luffy, Boogie keeps he keeps falling to success. He so
Yeah, he keeps flying upwards. Yeah.
yeah, he keeps going over. Yeah, yeah. So maybe maybe that will happen. If it does epic foreshadowing from Oda, that he wrote that in, and it was like, if it goes like that, then I wouldn't mind because we know it's gonna be a joke. It's just a gag because Boogie always, he always falls
Yeah.
upwards. If it's like that, I don't mind. But so yeah. Um. So here's like the timeline of Roger's life, basically. 77 years ago, age 0, December 31st. Born Locktown, East Blue. So Roger was born, I guess in case you didn't know, he was born on December 31st in Locktown. So he's from the East Blue. Another fun fact, they don't mention it here, but fun fact, Ace was born in January 1st. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it says here, faithful encounter that sparked a legend. A younger Roger enlists his future lifelong companion Rayleigh was sporting an also familiar straw hat. The iconic. It says here it doesn't, for some reason Oda then gave a specific date for this when he met Rayleigh, but we could assume he was like 19, 20. He kind of looked like, he looks very young, so we could assume he's like 17 to 20. Probably that's when he met Rayleigh and in Saboldi. It says here about 50 years ago. They don't give an age, but he gained renown. He gained renown as a rookie. So about 50 years ago. Also that was when Brooks, he was pirating, you know, and Brooke, he's like, oh, when they mentioned Roger and Saboldi, Brooks was like, oh, I heard that name from like a rookie. He was like a rookie during my time. So it's interesting, the Brooks is like, it's interesting to see Brooks. He knows Roger as a rookie, while everyone else in the world, knows him as his legend. Of course, since Brooks, he wasn't around for like 50 years, because he was in the Florian Triangle. So yeah. 39 years ago, so age 38. He was 38. Reached Low Star Island. Restarted his voyage from scratch. One day when he got to the Low Star Island, which is, I guess it will be the first question to you, Lo. What is Low Star Island?
Low Star Island.
Yeah. In other translations, it's Road Star, but now people are mostly using Lode Star Island.
What? Was there an arc about this island?
No, we haven't gone there yet. but we
What the
know
fuck?
we know the island.
Oh,
Like it's
really?
yeah, we know a lot about this island actually. So we
We
just haven't
do?
we just haven't gotten there yet.
Huh.
And I don't think we're going to, because since we already know everything that needs to be known about this island, so we're probably not going to go there.
Wait. Is this the hideout for the Rock Locks pirates?
No, that's full of lead.
Fuck.
There's actually different translations for full of lead. There's full of lead. There's Beehive Island. There's the Pirate Paradise. But usually people use full of lead island because it's like full of lead. Just yeah. I don't know
Do
if I
I
should.
get multiple chances?
I didn't prepare anything, but let me think. Okay. Here's a question. Okay, here's like a um. I don't know. Do you think is it before or after Wano? Like the location of the world. Like is it somewhere before Wano or after Wano?
By the way that you're mentioning it, like that we're not gonna go there probably.
Yeah.
It's before.
Okay. Okay, so you're wrong.
Oh, it's after.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Okay.
It's somewhere located after Wano. And since we know a decent amount of it, we know everything that we need to know about the island. So that's why we're probably not going to go there. Yeah. I guess a refresher of Lone Star Island. What you think? Maybe you're going to remember. So we heard. I don't remember when the first time we heard about the island, but I do remember when the Minks were talking to Luffy. This after Raizo is safe. You know, after they get Raizo and the Minks talks with Luffy and the Straw Hats. Inuashi and Neko, they were explaining that Lone Star Island, when you go there, you learn about the poneglyphs, and that there's these specific poneglyphs that you should look for. The red ones and the low stats row poneglyphs, and that's pretty much it. That's all you learn in this island. So since the Straw Hats already know that, that's why they're probably not going to go there. But Roger, he made it to this island. He learned about all this information, and that's why he decided to start his voyage again, because he's like, I want to learn everything about the true history of the world, and that's why he did his voyage again at age 38. That's what it says here. At age 38, he restarted his whole voyage. So
Damn.
yeah. So do you give up? Like
I mean, you already gave me the answer, so yeah.
no, but I want you to say that this is the final island. That's what I want you to say.
Oh no, this is definitely not the final island.
But it is the final island, because when you travel the whole world, this is the last island that the log post points to.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's what I want you to say. I want you to be like, the answer. The answer I was looking for is that Lone Star Island is the final island. And then everything else that I said was like bonus stuff. About like
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so no marks so far. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be keeping tracks, but if you want, you could keep track. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, for those at home, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the last island. Roger, he realized when he got there, the compass was going crazy. This is the last island. But since he got there, he learned about all this stuff. So he's like, okay, there's another island that we need to look for. And then that's when he started his whole voyage. At age 38 years ago, the God Valley incident. Leo, what is the God Valley incident?
Is that the one where Roger and Garp team up against rocks?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the God Valley incident happened. Fought side by side with his old rival Garp. And let's see, yeah, that's all about that. Age 49, so 10 years after the God Valley incident, he contracted incurable disease. So that's when he first got his disease. I think also that should be when he got. They don't say it here, but I'm pretty sure that's also when he got Crocus, because if I remember correctly, Crocus told Luffy that Or the Crocus? No, I don't think. I remember that Crocus said that he joined the crew once Roger got the disease, if I'm correct, because Roger was looking for a really good doctor, and he got Crocus. Don't quote me at that. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how the events went down for Crocus recruitment. 50 years ago, the Battle of Ed War. Here's a but this is a deep cut right here. Like casual One Piece readers, they probably don't remember this. The Battle of Ed War. My brother, he didn't remember. I'm like, I asked him what is the Battle of Ed War, and he didn't give me an answer. So Leo, I'm asking you, what is the Battle of Ed War?
Ed War.
Like EDD War, Ed War. So
Okay.
you know,
Okay, so Ed like from Ed and Eddie, double D
yeah,
from Ed and Eddie.
double
Okay.
D, yeah. That's not going to help you. The name Edward, like honestly, I don't know why it's called the Battle of Edward, but that's not going to help you.
So this is after he contracted the disease, right?
Yeah, so he's age 50, 20,
Oh,
27, 27 years ago from the current story.
he pretty old then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
what the hell happened? Yeah, like
I'm gonna give you.
I can see why casuals are having a difficult time with it.
Yeah. Gonna give you a hint.
Yeah.
It's a tie-in for a movie, but the events are
Bruh.
canon. The events are canon.
Oh my god, is this the battle against Shiki?
Yes, it's the battle against Shiki. So
Yes, you mentioned
Yeah.
movie and canon.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it has to be Shiki. It has to be Shiki.
It has to be Shiki, yeah. So 50 years ago, I mean not 50 years ago, when he was 50, when he was 50, he fought Shiki, right? And he was also sick, so and he baby shook Shiki, so it shows you how strong this dude was, like how above and beyond Roger was, compared to his peers, And it says here, here's like a little tidbit. It says here, despite an overwhelming disadvantage in numbers, Roger chose to face his foe head on. Luck smiled on him, and he was able to get through the fierce war zone. So he fought. That's also where Shiki lost his legs, if I'm correct. During that, he lost his legs, and he has the steering wheel stuck in his head. that's where that's where that happened, if I'm correct. I never finished the movie. The because I was watching it late. I fell asleep and I never went back to it. So, but I'm pretty sure. Also, if you want to, I guess people who are watching this, and also you, Leo, you could go to YouTube, look up One Piece episode 0, and episode 0 is canon. It's basically you see the fight. You don't see the whole thing. They just they hype it up like Boogie. I remember Boogie's like Sensho, Captain. He's like Sensho. We're overwhelmed. There are too many of them. Let's run. And Roger, he's laughing and he's like, nah, let's fight, mateys, pirate accent. And then we see Roger's execution from a different perspective. Turns out the warlords were there. Not most of them were there, like Mihawk, Don Flamingo, Gecko Moria. I think those three. They were there, like a younger, they were very young. They watched his execution, and then we have a scene of Shiki and Whitebeard. They talk like after Roger's death, and Shiki, he's telling Whitebeard that he should be the next ruler because he was like, he was equal to Roger. So yeah, we see a bunch of stuff in this episode 0. It's also chapter 0. It's like the same thing, but in the manga form. So yeah, look it up. Whenever you have the time. It's really good animation. So age 51, he poached Koski Olden from Whitebeard's crew. So at age 51, that's when he met Olden, and he got him for his crew. And it says here, missing ingredient needed to reach the end. Koski Olden. A funny joke because Olden is a food. It's like that was the missing ingredient that he needed. It says here, Roger was adamant about recruiting Olden, even though he was on his rival's crew. He was needed to reach the final destination, as the samurai could read the ancient characters, the poneglyphs. It also says here, also at age 51, collected all 4 all four low poneglyphs. Those are the poneglyphs that you need to know where's laugh tail. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the red ones, right?
Yeah, those are the rare ones. And it says here, like extra information: the farewell tour of a lifelong adventure. Um, so he went to Sky Island, Water Seven, Fishman Island, Zoe, and Zoe were all in tow. He uncovered the secrets of the past and prepared for his last journey. So he went to those places. He got those poneglyphs, and he was preparing for the going to Laughtail. We continue. It says here, age 52, successfully conquered the Grand Line, named the final island Laughtail, disbanded the Roger Pirates. So at 52, that's what happened. And here's some like extra information: the birth of the Pirate King, followed by the death of his crew. After having accomplished the impossible, Roger welcomed to the end of his adventure. And also it says here, a final drink with Whitebeard, one of my favorite scenes in the series. Says here, a final drink with Whitebeard. After miraculously trading stories with his longtime rival, a man who had lived through the same era as him, Roger decided to tease the meaning behind the initial D. This is one of those things I always quote with my with my brother. It goes, they're wrong. My name's Gold D Roger. I see people with that D from time to time. There's one called Teach in my crew. What is that D thing anyway? You wanna know? Then I'll tell you. That's how it goes in the manga, in the anime. Something similar like that. So I just really love this moment. It's very well done. The sakura trees are flowing. They're drinking, having fun. It was a really good moment.
Yeah.
And then, age 53, voluntarily surrenders himself to the Navy, executed in Logtown, East Blue. So he died at 53. It says here, entrusted his child to his comrade in arms, Garp. He gave his kid to Garp. First Garp refused, but eventually, he dies. At the end, he used the dying embers of his life to spark a great blaze that will engulf the entire world. So the Great Pirate era. And here's like extra like tidbits, like unresolved mysteries of Roger. It says here, many questions about the life of the Pirate King remain unanswered. Here are just a few examples. His romance with Rouge, that's his Ace mother. His beloved blade Ace. Not sure if you know, but his sword is the name of his sword is Ace. It says here, Roger's go-to weapon during his voyage. He bestowed its name upon his own son. What does this imply about his relationship with Rogue? Is this a flicker of parental love? I don't think it's that important. Like, like, oh, okay, I'm just going to name my son Ace. After my favorite weapon. I don't think it's that something crazy, or maybe it is. I don't know. They have it here, so either it's a red herring because it's not important, or it is important. And although he's like, keep in mind, his weapon is Ace, and whatever. Here's another question. Shanks' tears. So it says here, Shanks was still a young boy on Roger's crew, but there seemed to be complex feelings behind his tears. So, if you don't remember, this is the moment after they go to Laughtail. Shanks and Shanks and Boogie, they were left behind because Boogie he contracted the
yeah
illness.
He was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. So after the they got back, they got Shanks and Boogie, and then Roger told something to Shanks, and Shanks started crying, right? And we don't know what he said because it says here, when Roger returned from Laptail, Red Taro, Alden, he's the one who's telling this, so he calls Shanks Red Taro. Red Taro came to him and asked him something, only to shed tears afterwards. So we don't know what Shanks asked and what the Roger said, but I'm pretty sure Shanks asked Roger, like what did you learn and was it worth it? Blah blah blah, all that. And I'm pretty sure Roger told Shanks that he was too early, that that he was too early, and basically like and also he probably did tell everything what they learned, and because of that, Shanks, he's a little kid, so he probably thinks, damn, we were early. Now Roger's not going to live to see the conclusion, to see everything, the world government falling, and basically everything what this voyage was leading up to. And I'm pretty sure that's why he cried. As a little kid, hearing that, like your parental figure, basically saying his whole life was basically for nothing. At least that's how a little kid will see it. Roger, of course, he laughed, he enjoyed it. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened, or maybe it's something more complex. Maybe it's something more complex than that. But that's like that's what I think. And then the last question says here, what was Roger's ultimate dream? You know. And then we see the panel where Roger says, "That's right." And then now, we skip moment. We don't hear what he said, and Whitebeard and Olden, they were shocked. They were like, "Huh?" And then it says here, "What could such a great man still desire?" You know. And my theory, which is a bunch of people's theory, is that his ultimate goal is to throw this grandiose party with everyone in the world, like with every race, just to throw this big giant party. And because Whitebeard, after they don't have it here, but I know that Whitebeard, he says, "Boy, are you a kid? That's childish. That's like, that's a childish goal. That's a childish dream." But Olden, on the other hand, Olden was like, he was mesmerized. He's like, "This is a man right here." He was like, "Yeah, this dude right here, this man, he's built different. Like he is the guy. He is that guy. He is that guy." And that's why Olden like wanted to go with Roger, because he wanted Roger to fulfill his ultimate goal. Sadly, they were not able to do it. But still, that's why he went with Roger. And then, if you remember, Leo, Luffy also said something. Also, when he was a kid, he told Ace and Sabo that he's like, "Oh, and then now we don't hear what he says." Ace and Sabo, they laugh, and then they say, "Oh, Luffy, that's a childish goal. That's a childish dream." And I also think Luffy's goal is that he wants to throw a big giant party at the end. I saw this theory on Twitter that Rogers and Luffy's goal is that they want to be happy. That's their ultimate goal. They want to be happy. And some people were complaining like, "Oh, that's a dumb dream. That's
Yeah,
not
my hero.
I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I don't know. I'm
My
not today.
hero. Oh, I also want to be happy.
Oh, okay,
You're the
okay, okay.
club.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying that's like my hero, and I'm like, I'm not today, though. So I don't know what you like. I don't know what you're referring to. Yeah, I thought it was like a my hero spoiler, but I'm like, okay, that's what you mean. That's what you mean. Um, some people some people were like, "Oh, that's a dumb goal. That's a dumb dream. That's not like that's not a goal. That's just life. This is something that you that's just something that you do in life." But but in the context of One Piece, anything could be a goal. Anything could be a dream. And Luffy, he said that when he was a kid, right? And then Roger, he said when he was all grown up, he's on his deathbed, and they both say, Roger and Ace Wonder, during these moments, they both say that not Roger, Whitebeard and Ace, and Sabo, they say that that dream is childish, it's a childish dream. So I think it's something that someone like a kid like Luffy or someone like Roger will like desire. I think throwing a party or just being, happy and with life, I think that's like something that Luffy will want. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. It's like, it's childish, and that's Luffy. That's something that and some people are saying, but Luffy, he is happy. He's currently happy, but he does want the One Piece. He wants to find the One Piece. Yeah, I think once because people are forgetting the context of the scene. They're Sabo and Ace. They were talking about their goals. They're like, "Oh, once we become a pirate, what's your goal?" And then they're one by one. They were saying their goals. And Luffy's like, "Oh, okay, so I'm going Like he's like, I'm going to get, I'm going to set sail, have this epic adventure, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to be, and I'm going to be da da da, like, well, like I'm going to do da da da, like, you know. So I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. Just seeing the context and the characters, So yeah, that's what I think. And now we're going to talk about the what they're called, the poneglyphs. It says right here, a look into the low poneglyphs, the keys to Laugh-Tale, right? So like I mentioned earlier, I think there's like different translations. There's road poneglyphs and there's low poneglyphs. Like it's the same thing, but sometimes they use different words because L and R Japanese. It's like this. It's the
Yeah,
same
are
thing.
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the same. And then there's the real poneglyphs. I think they mention it here. The real poneglyphs. Uh, so it's like a lot of text, but I will like try to summarize everything. It says here historical text. We know ancient messages that piece together the form of a forbidden history. Those are the poneglyphs. That's here. The stones patiently wait to fulfill their purpose. There's at least 30 unique stones that have been scattered around the globe. 9 of them contain the history of like the true history of the world, and then 4 of them is like like telling you where it's laugh tale. So the 4 red ones, they tell you where it's laugh tale, and the other the 9 poor ones, they tell you the history of the world. Says here, the real poneglyph stones that hold important information pertaining to the voice entry. Yeah, that's what I said. And the low poneglyphs, these red ones show one. These red ones show one the route to Laugh Tale. Yeah, and we learn all this and so like I mentioned to you earlier, Inuarashi, they were explaining this to Luffy. It says here, why the hidden truths chisel onto the stones. Uh, telling the history. The Wano clan, they're the one who made the stones. They wrote down the history of the world in these stones, and that's why people theorize that the Koski, they're like connected to the ancient kingdom. They probably told them, "Yo, make these stones for that way future generations will learn about like what happened to us." That's why. And they don't mention it here, but my theory, my headcanon, is that the Koski clan, they're like so good with Rio that they could like that's how they could carve in these this undestructible stones with the Rio. They don't mention it, but I think that's like it don't make sense, in my mind. Now here's I guess another question for you. We know the locations of all the 4 red poneglyphs. So tell me where they're located. We know they're.
Wow.
Tell me where they
So
are.
okay.
Okay. Before you start, let me be specific here. The locations of 26 years ago, because currently we don't know the location of one of them, but 26. But we know the locations of all 4 of them 26 years ago, and 3 of them they haven't changed. They're still where they are. One did
Okay.
change. So yeah. Let me clarify before you start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I'm guessing. Let's see. Whole Cake Island.
okay, correct.
Uh, I think there was one in. Oh my god, I had it on the tip of my tongue. I got one now. Shit. It's not Alabasta, no, because Robin didn't even join until the end of Alabasta, so they didn't have a function.
Mm-hmm.
Was
You're
there
right.
one in Skypiea?
No. There was a poneglyph in Skyphia, but it's not a red one.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't sure if it was red or not.
Yeah.
Um.
And also
Let's
there's
see.
one in Alabasta. It's just not red. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't that important.
No, it was because it told you it told you where Pluton was. So yeah.
Oh yeah, but it was important for the One Piece,
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know.
Uh.
So far you have Whole Cake Island. You're right. One of them is in Whole Cake.
Um. Let's see. Was there a red one in Fishman Island, or was it yellow?
There's no yellow one, but yes, you're correct. There was
I just
one.
call it yellow because that's
Yeah,
the default coloration
yeah, yeah.
I've seen.
No, no, because it's red and blue. Those are like the colors, red and blue.
Oh really? It's blue. That was yellow.
No,
Well,
no, no, no. Well, it's red and blue. But you're right. There was one in Fishman Island, but currently it's no longer there. So that's the one that we're missing. That's the
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that we
Yeah.
don't know where it is. So
Yeah, because I know that, like, in the forest Fishman Island, like, there was a poneglyph, and that's where Robin found out about Joy Boy, right?
yeah, yeah, the apology. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
Yes.
Yes. Now you're
Fuck.
missing two more.
Two more. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh. Oh my God. There has. Was there another one on in pre time skip? Uh,
No,
like in the pre time skip locations?
no, 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 no. Everything has been post time skip.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um. So let's see here. I'm trying to think. Okay. I already said Whole Cake. I already said Fishman Island.
Mhm.
I gotta sound so stupid right now if I say this and I get it wrong.
uh-huh.
Was there one Wano?
Is there with the it cut off? But you asked, is there one in Wano?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's one in Wano. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like that would have been pretty embarrassing considering how recent it was.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
but
Fishman
to
Island.
but to clarify,
Uh-huh.
to clarify the Wano one.
Yeah.
During 26 years ago, it says here,
Uh-huh.
Odin's statement confirmed that Wano was host one of the Covenant Stones. Its location remained unknown, but appears to have been somewhere convenient enough that a robin could be taken in no time flat. So we know it's in Wano. We just don't know where it is in Wano. You know, you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
we know it's in Wano. We just haven't found it yet. But
Yeah.
but Odin he knew. You know, of course he knew. But we assume it says here, Kaido's dominion over Wano has seemingly prevented other pirates from immediately pursuing this one. So we assume Kaido he probably changed the location. You know, at least we assume. But yeah, that's like a little clarification to the Wano one. Now you're missing one more. The one that you're missing is actually the first one we saw in the series. So, so so you know,
Uh. Okay, you said time. It's post time skip. Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Post time good.
the first one. The
The first
first
one,
one,
the first
like
one.
even before. Was there one Sabaody? Was there one
No, no,
Sabaody?
no, 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 no,
No. Okay.
no, no, no. But yeah, this poneglyph, the one that you're missing, is the first one we saw. This is where we learn everything about like these poneglyphs. You know, like hey, you need to get these, blah blah blah. You know, this one's red. That's how you know there's only four of them. And Luffy was there. Luffy, the Straw Hats, they saw it. They're like, okay, cool. Let's get a rubbing of this, and you know, let's find the others. I could give you a hint, but it's like very obvious once I give you the hint. Yeah, where it's located. Yeah,
Don't tell me that's just Rosa.
no, no, it's not this Rosa. It's after this Rosa.
After. So.
Yeah, so
Okay.
okay, so yeah, so we don't know where is the Fishman Island one, and Oda or not Oda, the editors they give us like a little, you know, like a hey look like look at these spots, you know. So it says here, where is the final rest stone? It must be somewhere unexplored by the Straw Hat crew. It says here, is the final low poneglyph in the region the Straw Hats have yet to visit. Maybe it's in one of these places. Could be. So they give you like a list of places, you know. So they give you a list of places, right? But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
but they specifically highlight three. So these are the three that they highlight. So first, it says here, Blackbeard's base, the pirate island full of lead. Could be there. It says here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to skip. I'm going to leave this one for last because.
Uh huh.
So let me skip to the third option. It says here, the land of giants, Elbaf. Right now, the second option, the one that I skipped, says here, the once sunny town, now plagued by coops, Vera. Right now, you must be. You're like Vera who? Like where? Okay. I was surprised as well. Honestly, I did not do this place. I'm like all the or the editors, you're throwing us to a loop here. This is a red herring, has to be. So it says here because each the highlights they have panels like, oh, this is the location. It says here we haven't even seen Bira, by the way. We haven't seen Bira, so
Okay.
yeah. So but the first time Bira was mentioned in the story was pre time skip, and Nami was reading the newspaper, and she says, "Amazing, a log from oh no, never mind. This is the wrong. This is not the first time Bira was mentioned. This is the second time Bira was mentioned. It says here, amazing, a log from 400 years ago, the age of Kaizen, year 1120, June 21st. Clear skies, sail from the lively town of Vera. So this was during Jaya, where Nami was reading the Nolan's blog post. I mean not log post, all Nolan's like journal. She was reading his journal.
Yeah, yeah.
The first time Vera was mentioned, Nami was reading the newspaper, like I was saying. She was reading the newspaper, and it's like Vera is having a coup again. You know, Vera is having a coup. You know, sucks to be them. Like it's not it's not a good place to be there right now. But it says here, 400 years ago, it was like a lively place, sunny. It's like a really good place to be in. And like I said, this has to be a red herring because we haven't gone to Vera. We only heard about it like 2 times in the series. It has to. I think it has to be a red herring on like the editor's part. I bet they were
Yeah.
like, okay, we need to highlight 3 islands because they do give a list. They do give a list, but they highlight
Yeah.
these three. They highlight these three, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, hold on. I bet like, oh, hold on, give us a list of islands, and he's like, okay, here, and they're like Vera. Let's highlight that one. Let's do, throw a curveball on them. Uh, Now let's look at the other options. The other two highlights. So the other one is Full of Lead. That's Blackbeard's base. I don't think is there because the popular theory that is an Elbaf. That's I think is an Elbaf. To me it makes sense. Like the Giants they have it. Um, Shanks he's like very Viking base. Shanks is like his ship is like a Viking ship. His crew is like some people say that Shanks is based after like a Viking god or whatever. I'm not sure about that, but there's like a Viking motif for his crew.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, the theory goes is that Shanks has a really good relationship with the Giants, so he just left it there. For safekeeping sense, like for example, Big Mom, he probably knows that Big Mom has a terrible relationships with the Giants, so he probably thinks, oh, okay, she's never going to come here. So um, Kaido may go there, but so far Kaido hasn't done anything major. So he's like, oh, Kaido's probably not going to go here either. So yeah, maybe he left it there, and that's like the theory. Yeah. But maybe maybe there's a small possibility that Blackbeard has the other one. Maybe I don't know. Because Whitebeard. Okay. Maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Blackbeard does have the last one because if you remember, Whitebeard, his territory was Fishman Island for a while, for like for like many years. So maybe when when Blackbeard got into power, or no, because when the Straw Hats went to Fishman Island, I don't know, but Blackbeard got into power during the 2 year time skip. So
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, maybe Blackbeard doing that 2 year time skip, he got the poneglyph.
Yeah, he
Okay.
snatched it.
Yeah, he snatched it because if Whitebeard was the was protecting Fishman Island, Blackbeard definitely knows all his territories, and he probably does knows. Oh, okay, you know what? After I convinced myself in the video, I convinced myself. Oh, maybe maybe Blackbeard does has it. Maybe Black. Okay, you know
After
what?
saying it out loud.
After thinking about it and thinking about the connections that Blackbeard had, and you know, thinking about the timeline, yeah, maybe what, maybe he does have it. So yeah. Now here are the other what these are the other places. There are more possibilities too. The world is vast with many obscure islands. So here are like the obscure islands of the world. I will ask you. I will name some, and then I will ask you what is the island, because some of these I know, some of these I don't know. So obviously the one that that I recognize, I will ask you. So Risky Red Island, that's one of the options. Rajan Island. What is Raja Island? Leo, we haven't gone there yet, but we have seen it.
Can you repeat the name?
Rajan Island. Rajan Island.
Raijin?
Yep, like the god.
Like the god of thunder and lightning?
Yep.
Japanese?
Yep. Rajan.
Is the is there electricity there? Wait a minute, is that where Nami trained in the time skip?
No.
Huh.
But you're right about it being like is there's electricity. You know what? I'm gonna give you the answer. But I mean, not. I'm gonna give you the point because you basically said that it's the you know it's the one with the electricity. So
I mean, it's in the name, right?
yeah. So Raijin Island is one of the three. If I'm correct, Risky Island also is also because when you go to the New World, there's three islands that you're supposed to go to, like one of three, and Raijin Island is one of the options.
Oh.
Raijin Island is one of the options. If I'm correct, Risky Red Island is the other option, and same thing with Mystoria Island. Those are the three islands that you pick whichever to start your journey to the New World.
And
And
the Straw Hat Crew ignored that completely.
yep, because they got they got this distress call from Punk Hazard, and they're like, okay, let's go to Punk Hazard then. And the thing is, what the thing why Punk Hazard is not an option is because if I'm correct, the world government they mess with the magnetism, and that's why the compass will never point to Punk Hazard. If I'm correct,
Yeah.
yeah. And then also another fun fact, um, the lock poles in the New World, as we know, is like three lock poles, and
Yes.
the crazier it moves, the most dangerous the island is. So if I'm correct, Raijin
Yes.
Island was like Raijin Island was like going haywire, and Luffy's like, oh, I want to go there, but then they went to Punk Hazard. So yeah, and each of the rookies, so like Rouge, Capone, etc., so on and so forth, they each went to one of these islands. I forgot who went to Raijin. I think it was a Rouge, if I'm correct, because I remember one of the rookies went to Raijin, and there was this old lady to greet them, and she says, "Do you want an umbrella?" She asked creepily, like, "Do you do you want an umbrella?" Because it's always thundering. It's always like electricity is always raining. So she wanted to kill them basically. The other island, Balloon Terminal. Which one's Balloon Terminal? We have seen it. We haven't gone there. We haven't gone there, but a major character visit Balloon Terminal. Yeah, very major. Um, what? He's a main villain of an arc. He visited Balloon Terminal for a while. He was there. You know, he was hanging out with Muddy, Mad Monk
Uh,
Rouge.
can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Oh, you didn't hear me? Okay. That's why it was
Yeah, it
quiet.
froze. It froze for a moment.
Okay, I'm like, it's quiet. Okay, you're really thinking about this one. So I ask you, which island is Balloon Terminal? And then I said, a main villain went to this island, and Rouge was there, Mad Monk Rouge.
And like those are the options, like or is that like the data of the island, like that boat a bullet went there and a Rouge.
That Rouge was there, Rouge was in the island, and that a main villain visited the island. You know. So I'm asking you, what is Balloon Terminal? Like, do you remember Balloon Terminal?
Uh,
It's in the New
I'll say
World.
no to that one, Chief.
Okay, okay. So Balloon Terminal is a man-made sky island, and Kaido he visited. This was Kaido's introduction. He, you know that you remember he went to Sky Island and then he fell. he fell 10,000
Yes,
meters.
yes,
Yeah,
and he surprised
kid
Kid, Hawkins, and
Apu.
Apu.
Yeah, yeah. Even though Apu knew because he was a snitch. He was working with Kaido. But but yeah, Balloon Terminal is the sky island that Kaido fell from. Oh, Rouge was there. He was all wounded up because he fought against Snack before, so he went there to just hang out, just to recover. And so yeah, it's like a man-made sky island, and the reason why it's called Balloon Terminal is because under it is like a bunch of balloons, and
Ooh.
if I'm correct, the lore the lore is that it's like a bunch of children's balloon that just went up there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I'm correct, that's like the lore. And then we got Yukiryu Island. I'm not sure. I don't know this one. There's Empty Bluff Island. I think I heard the name, but I'm not familiar with Empty Bluff. There's Apple Line Island, and etc. Apple Line. I didn't know Apple Line, but then I googled it, and Apple Line is the closest island to this Rosa, and they were the first people who found out that about Don Flamingo and King Riku and all that jazz. They were the first to know. So yeah, that's like a little fun fact. And then the last thing here, it says Blackbeard isn't the only pirate to claim an island as their base. Turf wars are common in the world. So I don't know what they added that like at the end, but like like little fun fact, like there's always a turf war in the world. So now they talk about rocks. So it's like a bunch of information.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So a bunch of information about rocks. It's like a timeline thing, also similar to Roger, but less detail because gotta keep it a secret.
There's less. Yeah, there's less detail about him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it says here. Also, they don't give ages, but they give like specific dates. So, for example, over 44 years ago. But before I say that way, before I read that, it says here. He aimed to become king of the world. The worst taboo, Rocks D. Sebek, Roger's strongest adversary, the mythical rocks. Interesting. It says here the mythical rocks, and
Ooh.
and you know there's the rock, not there's the mythical creature, the rock, which is a big giant bird, and that's the namesake for Luffy's rock gun that he used on
Yes.
Kaido. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it says here the mythical rocks, right? And now rock the bird and rocks they're spelled different. Rock the bird
Yes.
is yes ROC, while rocks is like a rock.
ROCK.
Yeah, yeah,
Like stone. Yeah.
yeah, like a rock. So and so maybe I don't know. I just it says here the mythical rock, so I just made that connection. Like, oh, maybe he ate the rock mythical there fruit. I don't know. It would be cool. I don't know because if I'm correct, then in Legend the mythical bird rock fought against dragons, and Rock the character he went after the celestial dragons. I don't know. Maybe there's some connection to the mythical bird. I think it would be cool. I don't know. But since I don't know nothing about the bird, like I don't know if it has crazy abilities or something. I just know it's a big giant bird. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's really
That's all I know
like
about.
that's all I know about the bird. Here's like I don't know about you, Leo, but I remember in the in secondary school, in the library, my school, the library, they had a book of like mythical creatures and monsters and all that. It was a very unique art style. Not sure if I forgot the name of the book, but it's like the art style is like a picture book, and they have like information like mythical creatures from folklore, legends, and movies. So I think Godzilla was in the book. Frankenstein was there. Also, Frankenstein's monster was there. You know, and then that's where I learned about the rocks. The bird, the rocks in that book, and I don't like I said I don't remember the name of the book, but the art style is very unique. If you Google, I bet if you Google like children's book about like monsters or children's books about insects, or because there was like a version about insects, learning about insects, which I remember about animals. You may have seen the art style growing up, maybe, but I know the I it's like a very unique art style, you know. So maybe after we finish recording, I'll like look it up for you to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's where I learned about the bird, the rock. Also, then like that's where I learned about the thunderbird. I'm like, okay, cool. There's like a bunch of cool little creatures that I use in them. The
I just
super,
learned it from Zelda, so
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And like the Chupacabra was there. I'm like, oh yeah, oh cool, the Chupacabra, you know, you represent, you know. So over 4 years ago, he formed the Rock Pirates. So 4 years ago, he formed the Pirates, and full lead. He wanted to score big, so he was scheming. Basically, picture I picture Ocean Elevens, but for pirates. Like, I bet I bet Rocky was scheming. He's like, yo, we gonna make it big, and he got a bunch of strong pirates. And then they don't mention it here, but I'm pretty sure they just continue doing schemes, and they just kept at it as a crew. You know, we do know that the crew kept backstabbing each other. That was like common knowledge. And then eventually the crew did betray Rocks during the God Valley incident. Everyone left them. So we know that. And also 44 years ago, Kylo joins the crew as a rookie. So around the same time, when he was doing all this, Kylo joined as a rookie. And Big Mom was already part of the crew. She was the flashback of her talking with Kylo, like, hey, do you know how to talk? My name is Lyndon. If you're in trouble, just come to me. Which is interesting, like seeing Big Mom in a different way, because she was like
yeah,
smiling.
motherly.
Yeah, yeah, but actually motherly, he was smiling. She was like, "Hey, if you're having trouble, come to me. Don't be shy." It's like an interesting dynamic. I always enjoy seeing the youngles in a different light. When they were younger, and
Yeah, yeah.
I really want to see more of like how they became the people that they are today. Hopefully, if we ever do get like a full Rocks flashback, maybe hopefully during that. But yeah. Um, 38 years ago, it says here the God Valley incident. So a crossroads of fate. He fought Roger and Garb and the whole crew disbanded there. So and then also that's where allegedly Rocks died in God Valley. Allegedly, because he could still be alive and he could be the final villain. Blah blah blah. I love Naruto. You haven't seen Naruto, but if the people who are watching that have seen Naruto, they know what I'm talking about. So or another something allegorical, that's something that you will understand. You know, yeah, that's something that you will understand. Something like Toriko.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And also we know God Valley disappeared. We don't know what happened to it. Um, either it got destroyed because the Roger was there, Garp. Like this
The
battle
epic
was.
clash.
Yeah, yeah. This battle must be so insane that the whole island just disappeared, or it disappeared in the sense that the world government doesn't want no one to know where it's located in the world, which they do have the manpower and the resources to do something like that. It will
Yeah.
not be the first. Yeah, it will not be the first time. Or maybe they Buster call it. That's another option I just thought about. They could easily do that also. Something we do know is that the God Valley was like the home for the Celestial Dragons, if I'm correct. They had their slaves there, and we don't know why Rocks went to God Valley, but what we do know, here's the thing. What we do know is that whatever Rock was cooking, his end goal was so insane, so worse than the world government that Garb had to team up with his rival, Roger, with a pirate. And Garb, he hates the Celestial Dragons. Like he hates them with all his passion, with all his guts. And whatever Rock was cooking is like the Emerald Soul was like something worse than the world government that we currently have. So Rock, so after thinking about it, I think okay, Rocks he must be evil because I had the theory that Rock maybe he was good. Uh, but um, but after thinking about it, I'm like, okay, now the dude has to be evil because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
yeah, Rock like Garp he protected the people that he hated the most. So yeah, whatever
Okay.
Rock was whatever Rocks were cooking, wasn't good. It wasn't 5-star material. Whether they have like other tidbits of information. Oh yeah, I already mentioned it. The members they disbanded. Um, the most four of them, not four of them, three of them became emperors of the sea. Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom. And we also have some honorable mention. So Leo, now I'm going to ask you, what other members from the Rocks crew became well known around the world besides Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard? So who were like the other noteworthy pirates from the crew?
Was
At least,
Shiki part of the crew?
yes, Shiki was part of the crew.
Okay.
Okay, so Shiki is one of your answers. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
Wait,
golden line Shiki. Give me at least, okay, give me another one. I was gonna say at least three, but
another one?
yeah, I was gonna say at least three, but I'm gonna make it easy. So give me at least two. So you already said Shiki. So who's the other noteworthy pirate?
Should I know the other one?
Well, this guy has been mentioned throughout the series. The other guy, and we see him. We see him. He even interacts with the Straw Hats. So yeah. Um, Boogie's goal is to find this guy's treasure.
Okay, okay,
That's his goal.
okay. I remember seeing the Lock Screw wiki page like months ago of curiosity. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So okay, is it the dead samurai from Thriller Bark?
No, but you're on the right track.
Okay,
He got introduced in Thriller Bark. He got introduced in Thriller Bark as a zombie, so this guy's already dead.
okay, okay.
And Ryuma, he was alive 400 years ago, so he could not be parts of rocks. Yeah, but you're on the right track though. He was a zombie in Thriller Bark.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That
Like the only zombie that I actually remember is Ors Junior, Ors
yeah, and Ryuma.
Ryoma.
Yeah, okay, okay. So his Captain John. He's the zombie from Thriller Bark, and they have a panel right here of Captain John's introduction. So he was drunk, so he's like he's like oof, he's like trying to talk, and then do you remember Absalom, the guy who went invisible?
Yes, yes,
So
the one that's supposed to be dead.
uh yeah. So Absalom, he's like, hurry up, Captain John. Show me that you can live up to the infamy you enjoy while still alive. And John says, yeah, I'm going, and he laughs. So he really didn't do anything in in Thriller Bark, but it says here, a great pirate whose notoriety reverberated far and wide while he was alive. After his demise, Moria used his ability to turn him into a zombie. So, like I mentioned, Boogie, he's looking for Captain John's treasure. He's not looking for Roger's treasure, of course, because that was his captain, and like I don't think I really don't think Boogie's interested because that's my captain's treasure, so I'm not gonna look for that. But he is looking for Captain John's treasure, and he hasn't he hasn't like done anything to look for it, but we do know, and Impel Down, we do know in Impel Down, the only reason why Boogie was helping Luffy is because Luffy had the map to Captain John's treasure. Luffy just didn't know, because if you remember, Luffy, he was wearing like this weird bandana thing on his wrist.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Boogie, he noticed, he's like yo, he's like talking to himself. He's like, yo, that's if I'm correct, that's Captain John's like map. That's like, with this I could find his treasure finally. And then and then he's like, yo, Straw Hat, give me that, and give me that, and I will help you or whatever. And Luffy's like, oh, okay, sure, here. And then Boogie just dips. He goes away, and then because of plot, he does eventually did help Luffy. But yeah,
Yes.
it's like a funny moment. So yeah, we really haven't seen anything about Captain John, but he is a note, at least according to the lore of One Piece, he is a noteworthy pirate from Rock's crew, and here are other notable members, including the likes of Silver Axe and Oshoku, although they are not as well known. If I'm correct, Oshoku is Wenji. I'm not sure, but Silver Axe, we don't know his full name, but that's his nickname, Silver Axe. And Wang Ji, he's like another one. So we haven't seen them, but during the ultimate chapter, if I'm correct, that's 9. I forgot the number, but it's the ultimate chapter. That's the title of the chapter, Ultimate. That's where we got the Yonko bounties and we learn about rocks and all that jazz. They were mentioned, so that's like the first and only time they've been mentioned in the series. But yeah, that's like a little, like all the he loves the world build. So it's like, oh, here's like noteworthy pirates from the crew. And of course, we know the Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard, were part of the crew, and they became emperors. So yeah. And here's like a little, like the final thing it says here, the one who used Sebek's name. Who is this referring to, Leo? Who uses Sebek's name in the currently in the series?
Uh, wow. I don't
Okay. Uh,
know.
uh,
No
so
clue.
so Blackbeard's ship is called the Saber Sebek. So he's the one who's currently using his name. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It like he named the ship after, and it says here, Blackbeard's ship is known as the Saber of Sebek. Is there some deeper connection here? That says here, Rock's will. Could his design still threaten the world? Yeah. Hinting at, oh, is he coming back? Or or will his will threaten the world? Which I think Blackbeard, he probably inherited the will of Rocks, and his goal is probably what Rock's goal, or like his version of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's a theory that Blackbeard, he's the son of Sebek of Rocks. Um, there's another theory that Shanks is the son of Sebek, but we really don't know. That's just theories. But yeah. And now the last thing, you're not seeing this, but it's like sketches of the Straw Hats. This you could look up. Not this you could look up the sketches, but that way you can see it. But yeah, here like some sketches of the Straw Hats, what they were supposed to like wear during the war. I'm not going to focus on this much, but this actually, I guess I would mention the noteworthy stuff. So something that I was interested in is that you remember Robin's demonial form.
Yes.
So it says here that all the okay, and do you remember her? He can test the floor, the one that she made a big version of herself, not demonio, but the elegant one.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, the Netero, the Netero. She summoned a bunch of giant hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, now you remember. So, although he wrote down that originally Demonio and that form were going to be the same. They were going to be the same.
Oh.
But then he decided to separate them. So he made he can test the floor, which is like an elegant big version of himself with a bunch of hands. And then he made the Demonio form as a transformation. So he decided to separate the two. Which I'm not complaining because it was awesome. Her Demonio and the Hikantesto, was really cool.
Yeah.
There's like sketches of Odin. He looks more rough in these sketches. Sketches of Momonosuke as a grown up. You know, sketches of Okiku, Izo. And here's another noteworthy thing that I thought was very interesting. So it says here, Wano's. Okay, so originally the nine red scabbers, although originally he was going to make it seven, like seven people. So it says here, Wano's seven scoundrels became the nine red scabbards. The samurai rose to glory. So it says here, the red scabbards are arguably the lead characters of Wano arc. However, they were originally envisioned as a group of seven scoundrels, and Hisetsu was one of them. At one point, they were only going to be a group of four. So, although he was like bouncing around with numbers, like either was going to be seven or four, at the end, eventually he ended up with nine. And it says here, Hitetsu, that's the Tengu guy. He was gonna be one of the seven scoundrels. And other stuff. He also mentions the names, like what names he was planning to give them. Let me see if there's something different here. Nah, pretty much. Kingdom One was Foxfire, same thing. Called Matsu, Hitetsu of the Wind, Rise of the Mist, Evening Shower Kanjuro. So the names are similar there. And then the sketches. There's a different sketch for Rizo because there was gonna be the four. They're called the four what? Wano's unlikable four, or either the four commanders, four horsemen, or four war spirits. So he was like trying to come up with names, And
Okay.
in this version, Rizo was skinny, was skinny. He was tall, like very different from the Rizo we got, you know. And then I was this his name, the painter Kanjuro. Kanjuro
Yeah.
was also Kanjuro was also very different, But his blade was still paintbrush, But he just looked very different. Kinemon looked the same, and instead of Izo or Kiku, it was Yuichiro of the Mist. So it's like a different pretty boy. So yeah, yeah. And then here's like other sketches of the daimyos and whatever. This one's not that I'm not that interested in this. So and here's like some editor notes about the low poneglyph and the road poneglyphs. We already discussed this earlier. But to add more to this, I didn't knew that there was a thing called lodestar, like in real life. And in real life,
Oh.
yeah. And in real life, the lodestar is like a star where that navigators use to locate themselves in the world. Basically, if I'm correct, the morning star is a lodestar. If I'm correct.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So, and that's why the island is called Lodestar Island, and that's why they
Oh,
called
I didn't
them.
know that.
Yeah, and that's why they called the low poneglyphs. So also, yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Cause like I heard the
yeah,
term before Lodestar, but I didn't know
mm-hmm.
that it had this significance
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah,
Cause I
yeah,
know for a fact that in Fire Emblem Awakening,
mm-hmm.
it's a class, unique class for the Hero King himself, Mark.
Oh, okay, okay. I was wrong. It's not the Morning Star. It's the North Star. I'm reading the notes, but still, it's like the North Star. Um, And it says here, low is a Middle English term that implies guide path. It's related to the word lead. A low star is a star that helps one chart their course. So they give the example of the North Star. So yeah, that's that. I didn't know that. That's really cool because I always I thought low star was a made up word. Like I thought low was a made up word, and but then learning about the low star and all that. I'm like, okay, it makes sense, makes sense. And like I remember a long time ago. Oh, what's the name of this island? Not Laftel. Just in case you were going to say that. Man, what's the name of this place? The place that Smoker got introduced. Um,
Wow.
is it Rock? Log Town. Log Town. There we go. Log Town. I just remember. So back in the day, I remember there was like the base of is it called Log Town or Rogue Town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Either way it makes sense because it's like there are like a bunch of pirates there, so that's why there's like a bunch of marines, so there's a bunch of rogues, or log or Locktown. I was like, okay, so this is where um like this is like the last island that is blue, you start your journey here, you log your journey, so either way, it makes sense. So the name Low Star is like it reminds me of that. Same thing with Laugh Tale. A long time it was Raft Tail. you
Yeah.
know, yeah. Which kind I guess it kind of makes sense. Raft. I guess I don't know. Raft is like a boat. I guess. And then Low Star was also Road Star at one point. Like okay, yeah, I guess it's like a road. Your everything leads to this place. So yeah. It's funny that every major place that has L and R, you could use two different words and still make sense. At least in
Yes.
for One Piece, for One Piece.
Yeah.
I don't think that was intentional on all those part because yeah, at the end of the day
All
we
things considered.
yeah. So yeah, but still it's interesting to to keep in mind. Now that was volume one. That was volume one. A lot of
Ooh boy.
information. Yeah. So volume two is the two emperors. It's about like it's mostly about Shanks and Whitebeard. I mean Shanks and Blackbeard. And yeah, it says here, the two emperors have fallen. It's a global upheaval. Uh, it's a global upheaval inevitable. Let's continue our adventure to uncover the secrets of One Piece. So you know, it's mostly about Shanks and Blackbeard, like I said. And here we get concept art. I think you already seen. Yeah. Here, I think here we got the ulti concept art. You know, my God bless Oda. You know, God bless Oda for that. We also get informations about the swords. You know, swords about One Piece. Some people are very interested in that. I'm one of those people. I'm very interested in the swords, the One Piece, and basically any famous weapons in the series. But basically, it's everything. It's nothing new. This is really not new information. But this is where I'm going to challenge you. This is why I'm going to challenge you the most because you know it's a you know like just in case.
And this is where I'm gonna get the most wrongs. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where this. Remember earlier?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah. Remember that I told you earlier today? I challenged my brother, you know, about you know something. You know, I did the quiz with him. So it was about the
Yeah.
swords. It was about the swords, and this is where I got the idea. I'm like, oh, I want to do this with Leo. So, but
Yes. Yes.
before we do that, we have it says here, the big scoops coming out of the reverie. So Leo, you know, you remember,
Yes.
um, there were how many? Three major things came out from reverie. You know, three major
Yes.
news. Yes, and those were a fatality, the voting results, and attempted murder. Those are the three things that came out from reverie. And to summarize everything, because you know, I'm not going to read everything word for word, bar for bar. I'm going to summarize this whole section right here. So it says here, scoop number one, it was Savo's status. So on the fourth day of Reverie, Savo and a few good men, you know, Morley, Karasu, and Limburg, they fought against the Green Bull and Fujitora to get Kuma. They tried to get Kuma. Even though, keep in mind, that wasn't their plan from the beginning. Their plan was to just attack the Celestial Dragons and dip. You know, they were not going to do a war. Well, you know, their goal was to tell them, "Hey, we're starting the war," but then since they saw Kuma, they sidetracked, and that's why they got Baby Shook. You know, they got demolished. You know, at least that's what I think. You know, that's my opinion. Um, and then it says here, everyone that knows Sabo is shocked because it says here, members of the Revolutionary Army and familiar faces from his hometown, Gold Kingdom, are visibly shaken by the news. So we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened to Sabo. Like, ¿qué pasó con Luffy? I mean, not Luffy. ¿Qué pasó con Woody? You know, you know, ¿qué pasó con Woody? That's an inside joke between us, but maybe in another video I'll explain it. But you know, ¿qué pasó con Sabo? What happened to Sabo? You know, everything, the context. Okay, this is my take on this. Let's see if you agree or disagree with me. We know that there was a murder, someone died, and we know there was an attempt of murder. So someone tried to kill someone, but they failed, right? Everyone that knows Sabo, they're shook to their core. They're like sweating, they're sad, they're crying, like oh, you know, Sabo, Dadan, you know, Sabo about the murder. She even said, "Oh man, Sabo, we just found out that you're alive. You know, like you know, we just found out that you're alive. You know, that's she said that. You know, that's like context clues of what happened. So my theory
Yeah.
is, you know what I'm going to say. My theory is that
Yeah.
Sawa is dead. That's my theory. That's my theory. Now
Yes.
that Sawa got baby shook by Green Bull and Fujitora, and you know, everyone is bringing his obituaries. You know, that's my theory. Now I could also Now this leads to scoop number two. To complete my theory, scoop number two, an incident concerning the kingdom of Arabasta. Right? It says here, after Vivi bonded with Shirahoshi in the Holy Land, something happened to her. Something happened to her home. Even Garp is uneasy. What could have happened to Arabasta? So we know that Garp says to King Neptune and Shirahoshi that the moment the reverie ended, they left. Garp and Shirahoshi and Neptune, they left to Fishman Island. Garp says that the moment they were going down to Fishman Island, Garp gets the news that something happened with the kingdom of King Neptune and Vivi. Something happened to them, and then I
Wait,
think
King Neptune and
no.
Shirahoshi, right?
No, my bad. Well, that's my bad. Let me say that again because I'm not sure what I
Yeah,
said.
you said King Neptune and Vivi. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
mixed messages.
Yeah. I meant to say something happened to King Cobra and Vivi. There we go. That's what I meant
Yeah,
to say.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, because Garp is with them. I'm like,
Yeah. That Garp. Yeah. So, and then, if I'm correct, it took Garp a week to go to Fishman Island. So a week later, after all this happened, Garp reached Fishman Island and he tells Neptune, "Yo, a week ago, the moment we left Reverie, something happened with Cobra and BB, and I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to worry. Blah blah blah. I'm telling you now." And Garp says, and I quote, he says, the text is very small, so I need to like zoom in, but he says, "As long as no blood is spilled, I'm willing to call it peace, but this meeting was a bad one. The Navy is doing its full no, the Navy is using its full resources to resolve this matter. But for now, I beg of you, don't be fearful of the surface and of humankind. So he said that, and so this leads to this is connected to my Sawa thing because I think Sawa's dead, right? But the other theory that I have heard and I'm okay with, the other theory is that Salvo was blamed for the death of Cobra and for the assassination attempt of Vivi. That's what I think. Because the girls say they were discussing amongst themselves and they were saying that Cobra, he's asking too many questions and he needs to be eliminated immediately. Like, we need to kill this man now, right? They were discussing that, right? And then they went to Eam asking him who should we kill next. And then Eam, he doesn't give his answer. But we assume he's either gonna say BB, Luffy, Blackbeard, Cobra, because those Shirahoshi, because those are the pictures he had. Of course, we know it wasn't Shirahoshi because she's still alive. Not either Luffy or Blackbeard. So either was BB or Cobra, or he killed them both. Killed them both just to make sure. And then so the world government, they're always doing propaganda. They're always doing propaganda, so maybe they blame it on Sawa. Sawa was there, Now, Sawa was there on the fourth day. I do have to bring this up. Sawa was there on the fourth day. That's when he did the fight against Fujitora, right? On the seventh day, the last day of Reverie, that's when the whole King Cobra and BB thing happened. That's when Garp got the news that something happened to Cobra and BB. So you could say Sabo wasn't there because he just got baby shook by Fujitora and Gribo, so obviously he's not there. But the world government, they don't care. They're still gonna blame it on Sabo even though he wasn't there. Like, he was there on the fourth day, but on the seventh day he wasn't there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Try and frame him.
Yeah, they're still gonna try to frame him.
Frame your towel.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're still gonna frame him. And that's why everyone's like so surprised, like, because Dragon says, and I quote, he says, "Our best step is to ascertain the truth." He says, they don't have the panel, but he says, we should get the facts. Like, make sure we got all the facts right. And maybe that's why everyone's like sad. Everyone's crying because Koala says, "Please, Sabo, please don't be true." Like Sabo kill someone. I'm okay if that happens. So that means Sabo is still alive. They framing on Sabo. But the option that I prefer is the Saw was dead. I don't know. I just prefer that one. And 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 another evidence for why I think Saw was the one who died. It's because this is on the next page, but I will say it now. I will say this now. On the next page of the this Road to Laughtail, Volume 2, Blackbeard says that pack your bags onto the ship. Why let the Navy reap the rewards when I stand to gain from this? Right? He said that. This after we got the news about the Sabo, BB, and Neptune, blah blah, all that jazz, all that jazz.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So Blackbeard says, I want to get the reward before the Marines does. Now what could he be referring to? I think it's Saul's Darafru, because let's say if he is dead, let's assume he is dead. Blackbeard, he's hunting for Darafruits, and so he says, "Boys, let's go before the Marines gets them." So maybe if Sabo is dead, of course he wants his Darafruit and give it to one of his commanders. Um, but yeah, I guess to conclude the whole Sabo thing, that I just think he could be dead, or either he was framed for the murder of Neptune. I mean, not this, I keep saying Neptune. The murder of King Cobra, the murder of King Cobra, and the attempted assassination of Baby. That's what I think. And then the third scoop was the abolishment of the warlords. We already know that.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
know the and then Boogie became emperor. Something happened. Something crazy happened. I don't know what happened, but Boogie eventually became emperor because of this. And then they have a bonus information right here about Nika, that even though all this crazy stuff is happening in the world, Wano is happening. Luffy, he's going crazy. He's going ham against Kaido. Nika awaken. Blah blah blah. All that jazz with Wano. And then here's some we already knew all this, but I'm going to ask you now. I'm going to ask you
Oh
who
boy.
are Blackbeard's 10 commanders. Um,
Bruh.
wait. Who are his 9 commanders? Because we don't know the 10th commander. So you could say any order. I don't want you to be like number 1 is this guy. Number 2. You could say any order if you want.
Okay. Okay. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Does he include himself in the commanders?
No, he's not
Okay.
the. No, it's
Okay. He ain't narcissistic. Okay.
his says here, Blackbeard Pirates, Blackbeard Marshall DT. So it doesn't that's his. And it says here before you give your the 9. It says here the 10 Titanic captains behind Blackbeard, a sinister band largely composed of heinous convicts. Not only that, their fighting capabilities have been enhanced by stolen devil fruits. So some of them, like it says here, some of them have stolen devil fruits. That's his goal. He's taking powerful devil fruits and he's giving it to his commanders.
Okay.
Yeah,
So let me
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Okay. So I remember Shiryu. That's for sure one of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shiryu the rank.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It makes sense narrative wise, but I wouldn't say it otherwise. Jesus Burgess is one of them, right?
Mm-hmm. He's the Hellsman.
Okay.
His title is
Okay.
the Hellsman. Champion
Okay.
Jesus Burgess.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Okay. There's the. I think he's a navigator. It's I don't remember his name. He's the very pale guy that had wings for one moment, but we don't know his devil fruit.
Yes,
I
yes.
think he had a top hat.
Yep. And I'm surprised that you got it right. He is the navigator. His name is Demonic Sheriff Lafitte. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah, I was honestly I was very surprised that you got the navigator right, because I'm like, because even I forget that he's the navigator of the crew. That's his like title.
yeah. Yeah, my memory's not so bad. Like I remember
Yeah,
some details.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, I'm trying to remember. I think one of them was when when Blackbeard was doing his drive with the other dudes. I think it was is one of them the dude that was riding the very malnourished horse and was had like a gun. Like he looked like a sniper.
Yeah. You're right about the You're right about the dude who was riding the horse. Funny enough, the horse is named Stronger, even though even though it looks malnourished. Um, I don't remember him using a gun. I think he has a scythe because
What's
um
that say? I remember one of them had bazooka, like a very long weapon, firearm.
yeah, there's one. He's the sniper, but so give me his nickname at least for that way I could give you the
Shooting
or or
McShooterson.
or give me his position because you told me the navigator, so give me the position at least where I could give you the point.
So I already said sniper, so I'm guessing he ain't.
Yeah, he ain't the sniper.
Okay, so uh, is he like I don't know, like an inventor? I guess.
No, we have seen make apple bombs like bombs that look like apples, but no, he's not like the inventor.
Okay, what is he then?
He's the doctor. I give you the point because
Ah,
I give you the point because you're like, oh, he's riding the horse, so you described them to me, so I give you the point. His name is
okay,
Grim Reaper Doc Q. Doc Q.
okay.
Yeah, I now I realize Doc Q. It reminds me of Donku, the drink.
uh,
Yeah, and Q and the Q and Don Q is Quixote. I don't know, maybe he's a Quixote. I don't know.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Kyoto did ride a more malnourished horse
Oh,
or a
he
very weak horse.
did. Leo, you're right. I didn't make that
Rocinante,
connection.
I think it was called.
Rocinante, yes, that is the name of the horse. Yeah, Rocinante. Which, funny enough, Quixote's brother is named in the series in One Piece is Rocinante. I always found that funny. The all the decide to name the flamingo's brother Rocinante, name after the horse.
Yeah.
Man, you're
Who
right.
knows? Maybe a comrade of Flamingo is named Sancho Pancho.
Sansa, Sancho Pancha. Yeah. Ah man, I always thought that was a missed opportunity on Olo's part to
Yeah,
name
yeah,
to name one of his crew members or or even his right hand man, Sancho Pancha. Yeah,
yeah.
or yeah. But anyway, going back to Doc Q, maybe because in Reverie we learned that the Don Quixote family they're notoriously famous to be different compared to all the uh compared to other Celestial dragons. I don't know, maybe Doc Q he's a Quixote and he just became a pirate. I don't know. Uh he was the highest bounty. Remember when Blackbeard got introduced for the first time? Interesting enough, Blackbeard didn't have a bounty. His bounty was 0. But Doc Q had the highest bounty in the crew during that time when they got introduced. I don't know. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe we're onto something here. I don't know. You already mentioned. Describe me the sniper, before I could give you what he's wearing, or before I could give you the point.
I remember he had like a I don't know if it was the doctor or not, but like I remember one of them had like a lens, like a green lens. It had like like the like a scope, like
A scope.
like a scope rifle.
Yeah. So
Like it looked.
yeah. That's the sniper. Okay. So his nickname is his name is Supersonic Van Arger. That's his name, Van Arger. And
Okay,
I
okay.
saw I saw a tweet. Someone saying, if you still think that Van Auger is stronger than Yasop, look at this. And it's a picture of Yasop and Van Auger. It's like two separate pictures. And Van Auger, he has 3 scopes. So he has the one in his eye and 2 on his gun, while Yasop doesn't use it as a scope. So the dude's saying that Yasop, he's just naturally more talented when it comes to sniping than Van Auger. So
Yeah, yeah.
and then that made me I remembered, or that made me realize, oh, okay, that's why Van Auger was shooting those seagulls from like a long distance, because he had those like 3 scopes, where he could see that long distance. Now you're missing, how many you're missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're missing 4. You're missing 4.
Damn, I'm not gonna know for. Is there a woman? Give me a hint. Is there a woman in the rap?
Yep, there is a woman.
Okay, I
Yeah.
think I might know this one. Is
Mhm.
it the woman that Steve Gecko Moria with
Yeah.
them
Uh.
hat, the,
Mhm. Mhm.
like
Mhm.
with like with them having Absalom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's the one. She's the
I'm
one.
pretty sure. Huh?
She's the one. Yeah, yeah. Give me her devil fruit before I could give you the point.
I don't know. Like, is it something disguise related? Like a
Yep. Yep.
like a kitsune or like a mirage type effect?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
She ate the kitsune fruit. The dog fruit mythical model kitsune. Yeah, yeah. She ate that. Okay. Her name is Maiden Hunter Katarina Devon. So Katarina Devon. Little information. Her lore is that she's famous for cutting beautiful women's face because she's like she's ugly. Well, she's ugly, and so that's what she does. That's what like she's known for doing that. Here's a hint for one of them. I'm gonna give you a hint. Our
okay.
capital, our capital.
Wait, is there an actual dude named Saint John?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So so um So he's the seventh ship captain. And his nickname is the colossal battleship San Juan Wolf. That's the,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. His name is San Juan Wolf. I love this good. I love this guy just because of his name. I'm like, oh, cool. His name is San Juan. Our capital in Puerto Rico. And he's like
An actual saint.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And and he's the colossal battleship. So he's a giant. He's a giant. And from what we know, I don't take this with a grain of salt because it's not confirmed in the series. It's like data books, information. So from what we know, he probably ate a devil fruit, and that makes him bigger. So he's like way bigger than a regular giant. So yeah, that's him. That's someone San Juan Wolf. Now you're missing two more. So
Yeah, I give up.
yeah, you go.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna guess the other.
yeah, yeah.
It's miraculous. I guess as many as I did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, one of them is the fourth ship captain, corrupt king Avalo Pizarro, and the other guy is the eighth ship captain, heavy drinker Vasco Shot. So,
Yeah, no, I was not gonna remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And to give you the positions, Jesus Burgess, he's the first captain. Shiryu is the second captain. Van Auger, third. Already said fourth. Pizarro. Fifth is Lafitte. Katarina is the sixth. San Juan Wolf, he's the seventh. Vasco Shaw, he's the eighth. And Doc Q, he's the ninth. And we don't know who is the 10th, but people are theorizing is either Aokiji or a guy that we haven't seen in the series. Yeah. So, if
So
you
Aokiji is with Blackbeard, right?
yes, he is part of the crew.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's why people are theorizing is Aokiji, he's the 10th captain. And the theory Aokiji, he's part of Sword, so he's really there just to infiltrate on Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Or the 10th captain is someone that we haven't seen, which that's why Oda is keeping the 10th captain a secret. But I don't know. And also, there's no hints. It's just a question mark. So they're not even giving hints of who it could be. Yeah, yeah. Now, here's information about Shanks. Nothing new really. Like I keep okay. I love they mentioned this in this Road to Laugh because I always mention that the wedding is important. The wedding that Shanks attended. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know why he even attended the wedding, but they mentioned that attending a wedding ceremony. It says here he appeared to have attended a wedding on the Desolate Island with his crew, performing a benediction. Now, I'm not good with big words, so Leo, what is benediction? Leo, what is a benediction? Do you know what
Okay, I
that?
remember. Okay, okay. I think it's something like church related because I do remember reading this back when I played Dragon Quest 9 and was one of the options in um was one of the options inside the church. So let's see. But like if I were to guess, it might be something about blessing.
I looked up the definition. So it says here the utterance or bestowing of a blessing, especially at the end of a religious service. So yeah, you're right. It's a blessing. Okay.
Right.
He said the example it says here. He said the benediction. Okay, okay. And a
Right.
service in which the congregation is blessed with the blessed sacrament, held mainly in the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, okay. So Shanks he's Catholic. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Cool to know. Cool to know. So yeah, I like I don't know if the wedding is a red herring or it's actually important. But I always mention no one mentions the wedding. I'm the only one who brings up the wedding. Like the wedding could be important. I don't know. It could be, it could not be. Although they do it, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then
I didn't even remember a wedding, so.
it wasn't a cover story. It wasn't like in the series.
Uh,
It was during the cover story where everyone was reacting to Luffy's this Rosa bounty, if I'm correct. Like
yeah.
the 500 million and Usopp got a bounty. So it was during that. And so yeah, it was just like since it's a cover story, it's like a 1 page thing. So that's why people probably don't talk about it. But yeah, I'm like, why he was in the wedding? And then the place there's like cactus everywhere. It's like a desert. So I'm like, why was he attending this random wedding? I don't know. Like who he doesn't like who does he knows as like getting married, that he's like, okay, fine, I will attend your wedding, I will give you my blessings or whatever. I have this, okay, because of One Piece from Red. I think this could be Utah's wedding. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. It could be her wedding, and bless Shanksy one day because, okay, this is my daughter. Let me attend my daughter's wedding. Let me get the blessings, all that. So I don't know, maybe it could be. And then since Utah, she is a singer. Well, she is a singer in the One Piece world, but no one knows how she looks like. So it makes sense why the wedding is at this desolate location, like a desert. For that way no one will know about the wedding. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out there. Maybe it's Utah's wedding, and maybe all the because since we don't know who wedding was this, maybe all the will be like, oh, Luffy, I attended Utah's wedding, and that will connect Utah into the story and blah blah blah. It's a quick explanation on Oden's part on how to connect Utah into the story. You're fine with that? But like, I don't know. It's just
uh,
it could be.
well,
It
I
could
didn't
be.
give much thought about it because I didn't even remember about the wedding. Well, yeah, I
So
think so.
yeah. But here's another thing. He met the Gorosei. We know that he went there to talk about a certain pirate. People say Luffy. People say Blackbeard, and now people are saying Boogie. Because because he got the bounty. He got the. But it's hilarious if Shanks goes like, "Hey, look at there's this Boogie guy you should look after." Just for they could not focus on Luffy. That's yeah. Yeah, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
I mean,
And
it's a
then
win-win scenario.
yeah, because his friend Boogie goes up into the world, and his friend Luffy, also the government they forgot about him for a moment. So yeah, it's a win-win scenario. Here's additional information. Ken, he tried to fight against Shanks. He gets baby shook, loses his arm. you know, and do you remember this, Leo? Not sure if you remember this. That Bartolomeo, he infiltrated one of Shanks' territory. He burned down the flag, and now he's claiming the territory as Luffy's. Do you remember that?
Wait, what? He did that?
Yeah, he did that. That was during the cover story. during the
Man, he's insane.
Yeah, and then it says here that Bartolomeo, like, okay, let me read word for word. So it says here, not long after the formation of the Grand Fleet, Bartolomeo recklessly entered Shanks' territory. It's hard to say whether he's aware of Luffy's bond with Shanks. So we don't know if he knows that Luffy is friends with Shanks. We don't know, but he did it. He did it. He went to one of his territory, burned down the flag, and says this is Luffy's territory. And and then the funny thing is he started selling straw hat cookies, like straw hat pins, merchandise, to the islanders. So yeah, Bartolomeo, he's dead. But let's prepare the obituaries, for Bartolomeo over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Shanks probably has a guy on that island, just in case if something happens. And I'm pretty sure Shanks' whole crew knows that Shanks is friends with Luffy. So they will probably either they will probably be up Bartolomeo a bit and be like yo, you know that we're friends with Luffy, right? And they'll you know I see Bartolomeo getting beat up just a little bit, but then it just gonna get resolved quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then of course we know this is like the last information they give about Shanks, that Blackbeard gave him the scar, and that's the only thing that aches to this day. Like he says here, I quote, Shanks says, "But the only one that aches right now is this one," and he's pointing at the scar that Blackbeard gave him. The 3 scratches that he has in his eye, on his left eye. So yeah, it says here, we don't know how he got it, but this connects their fate somehow. The fate of Shanks and Blackbeard. And yeah, that's everything about Shanks. Now here's the fun part, Leo. Here's the swords. Every weapon that we know so far in the series,
Oh,
not every weapon, but
oh boy.
here are the highlights. So I'm going to ask you first. Let me break this down. For you. So it says here, name blades. It says here, name blades. Among the countless weapons, swords, spears, etc. So it's not just swords; it could be spears, like just bladed weapons in general. So lances and so on and so forth. In the world, these are the ones forged by celebrated masters of the art. The 12, and then here are the ranks: the 12 supreme Wasamono, that's the highest; the 21 excellent Wasamono, that's like medium level; and the 50 fine Wasamono. So the 50 fine Wasamono is the lowest level, and then comes excellent, and then comes supreme. And we don't know all of them. Of course, we don't we don't know all of them. But I'm going to ask you to name me at least 2 of each category. At least 2. Easy enough. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I don't know their names, but I know for a fact that Mihawk's big cross sword is one of the major ones, right?
The Supreme, the Supreme. Yeah, Supreme. Yeah, you're right. Mihawk is his Yoru, that's the name of the blade. Yoru is one of the Supreme. So you thought about the other one?
Okay. I thought about Enma.
No. Emma is not one of the Supreme.
Okay, is it one of the middle ones?
When we get there. But right now we're in the Supreme.
This is the Supreme category. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ooh wee.
So you already said Yoru. What do you think?
Yeah.
Here's some fun facts about Yoru. It says right here. So the owner is Dracula Mihawk. Black So, Black Blaze are the most elite swords in existence. This particular one is renowned as the world's strongest. It's capable of dispatching challengers with brutality and finesse. So yeah, Yoru is one of the 12 Supreme.
Okay, let me think about it. Okay, a supreme sword has to be wielded by someone that's supreme.
Yeah. But also, it's not just swords. It's any bladed weapon. I'm giving you a hint right there.
Okay. What about Whitebeard Glaive? What about that one?
Yep, that is one of the 12
Yes!
Supreme. Okay. You got it. So it's called Murakomogiri. If I'm correct, it translates to Sky Splitter, something like that. Sky Splitter.
Okay, that sounds pretty mellow.
Yeah. It's actually based after a real life weapon, if I'm correct. Have you read Record of Ragnarok?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so the first guy, so the first battle is not a spoiler. I think you learned this in chapter 1. So the first battle is Thor versus Lu Bu. Lu Bu is a Chinese emperor. And in real life, Lu Bu he fought with this type of weapon. It's
The blade.
called
Naginata.
Naginata. Yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
so if I'm correct, Whitebeard is like Whitebeard. He's basically based after Lu Bu. Basically, like at least when it comes to the fighting style and the ferocity, all that jazz. So yeah. If I'm correct, the Lu Bu's weapon is called Murakomogiri. That's where the name comes from. Don't quote me on that. Don't. But if I'm correct, it's like that. So I told you only to name two, and that was we only know four, so that was like half of the 12 supreme grades. So the other two that we know is Ace, not the character, Roger's sword. So yeah, so it says here, the wielder, Goldie Roger, Roger's constant companion during his years of adventuring. He went on to give it its name to his own son. And the other one that we know, the other 12 supreme grade, is Kitetsu the First. So it says here, rumors about the cursed Kitetsu series are quite prominent, but his location is unknown. So, as a refresher, there's three Kitetsu blades. So Kitetsu the First, the second, and the third. Each of them is weaker than the last because each of them was made by a different generation of Kitetsu. And the first Kitetsu, the first is the strongest. And it's the first one that was made. So, and we don't know who has it, but the theory is that Samurai Gandhi, he has Kitetsu the first. That's the theory.
Okay.
Samurai Gandhi is the the
Yeah, the girl said, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those are all the 412 that we know. And now we go into the excellent, the 21 excellent Wasamono. So
Okay.
okay, so you only need to name two, and
Okay.
you actually got one. You already said Enma. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So Enma is one of them. Owner Kosuke Oden, and then was handed to Hiyori, and then was handed to Zoro. So yeah. That's all we. It doesn't say anything else about Emma. That's all we know. Well, we already know a lot about Emma, so Emma is one of them. So who else is excellent? Wasamono.
Kitetsu the second.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, okay, okay. Says so name me another one then. Let me see. Let me see if you could name another one.
Oh, bonus run, bonus run. Let's see here. Let's see. So, so,
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a couple hints. I'm going to give you a couple hints.
okay, okay, okay.
I'm going to give you one right now to see if you could figure it out. Zoro, he owns one of them. He used to own one, and he owns one of them currently.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the swords.
You don't
Zoro
know.
scores by
Oh
name.
wow.
Yeah, I only know Enma.
Oh wow, wow. Okay.
uh,
Can you give
what
me?
was
Can you give me the
it?
design? Can you give me the? Describe it to me. Describe it to me.
It's a sword.
No, but
um.
the colors. Who used to wield it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The
Who used
colors.
to?
Oh, that's simple. Black and white.
No, no. Okay, name me who used to wield it then.
Man. Is it the old crew from Soros Island?
No, that was that's technically Emma, but no, it's not that one.
Uh.
Oh wait.
It's.
But wait, you're on the right track. He made another sword.
Let's see. Let's see here.
Just
Was
well,
it owned by the by the owner of the kitsune of the fox that ate the human fruit?
no.
Okay.
Wow, look, I can't believe you blanking out on on this because there's been multiple characters who have given swords to Zoro throughout the series.
I always forget.
Yeah. We talked about him earlier. We talked about one of them earlier.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
He was alive 400 years ago. He slain a dragon. You know, he slayed a dragon. Zoro fought against his for Zoro fought against him in the present day.
Oh,
You know.
oh, Captain John.
No, no, no.
Oh,
We're
Ryoma,
going
Ryoma, Ryoma,
real.
Ryoma,
Okay,
Ryoma.
okay, okay, okay.
I immediately thought zombie. I don't know why I just spelled Captain John.
Okay, okay, yeah. So real, yeah, yeah. So okay, Shusui. That's the one. Shusui is one of the excellent Wasamono. So, and the other one, the other sword, the Zoro, you know the white one that Zoro has.
I'm
Uh,
gonna say yes.
yeah, because I just realized you only read the manga, so of course it's white. But yeah. So okay, so the one that he uses on his mouth. There we go. That's the because he always uses the same sword on his mouth. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah. So that one is the Wado Ichimonji. That's the one that he got from his best friend, Kuina. The well, Kuina's dad gave it to Zoro because she died, and it's like, oh, here's Kuina's sword, you know. So fun fact, you probably know, but Wado is the only sword that Zoro has kept from the beginning. That has been his constant sword, the Wado Ichimonji. And there's a theory that he's going to make all of them a black blade, so Wado will eventually become a black blade. That would be cool. Yeah.
yeah, cool.
And the other fun fact, the guy who made Enma, the old man, Shimosuke Kozaburo, the old man that Zoro from his childhood. So he also made the Wado. That was his other sword. And Tengu, the Tenguyama. There was a scene in Wano that Zoro was training with Emma, and Tengu he comments that he's like, "Do you knew that Wado was made by the same dude Emma?" And Zoro's like, "Oh no, I didn't know." And then he's like, "I think that's why Emma is being tamed by you because you're using another sword by the same creator, so maybe Emma is like more." It's like allowing you to tame it because you have another sword
Yeah.
made by the same guy. So yeah. So basically, he's like implying that Zoro would have tamed Emma because he's Zoro, of course. But he's implying that the process is way easier because you have the Wado, So it balances out, Now, yeah, you already said Kitetsu the second. That was one of them. And fun fact, Kitetsu the seven was made by Tenguyama. So Kitetsu the seven was made by Oden's dad. So that means because it's like a generation thing, it's a family. So that means Kitetsu was a was a man. What's his last name? Was Oden
Kosuki.
Monosuke Kosuki. So that means Kitetsu was a Kosuki. He was a he was a Kosuki. And yeah, that explains why their blades are so good because they're good um what's the word? What's they're good stonemasons. They're really good stonemasons. So that's why they're good blacksmiths because Tenguyama he mentions that he tells Robin in the last chapter 1053. He told her that I was a swordsman for a hobby. I did it because I was good, but so he was good enough to make a Kitetsu blade. So that's interesting. That's interesting. And then the other excellent Wasamono that we know is the Ame no Habekiri. That's Oden's other sword. He was a two wielder. So earlier today, I was discussing with my brother that it doesn't make sense to me that Oden in his will, he wrote that Habekiri was for Monosuke and Emma was for Hiyori. In my mind, that doesn't make sense because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because why would you give the dangerous sword to your daughter? Like, yeah, she's the son of Olden, she's the daughter of Olden, so she is strong because like she has said throughout Wano, oh, I'm a daughter of a strong samurai, so I'm strong, like naturally she's strong. But for me, I will give my son Emma because I would think my son will be as strong as me. You're like, oh yeah, he will handle Emma. Let me give it to him. I don't know. It is, and since Wano is like so, old timey.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll think the eldest son will be the leader. Blah blah blah. So I don't know. For me, I will get Emma to Monosuke and not the
I,
not the other one that no one talks about. I
I
mean,
mean,
no, uh-huh,
yeah.
you
I mean,
know,
to be fair, Hiyori was also the more rambunctious of the two. So
yeah, that is true. I did consider that she was she was for everyone bushes. From an early age, everyone called her a tomboy. So
yeah, and
so
yeah,
so
she was the one that drop kicked Monosuke. So,
yeah. So in that sense, I guess he saw like, okay, she like the personality fits Emma, so maybe that's why. Um, Either way, Momo, Habikiri looks cool. I like it. It's like white with purple. It looks really nice. And it fits visually. It fits Momo's like style. And I may know Habikiri, if I'm correct, it translates to Heaven Splitter or something like that. It's similar. It's similar to Whitebeard's. Whitebeard's like the Cloud Splitter. I think this one's like the Heaven Splitter. You know. So yeah. So those are the excellence. Now we go into the last grade, the 50 fine Wasamono. So we only know how many fines do we know? We know a few, but just name me two. Just name me two fines. You know.
okay, Hitetsu the third.
Yes, Kitetsu the third. That's one of the fines. That's one of the fines that we know. So it says here a cursed sword that brings misfortune to his wielder. Zoro pitted his luck against the curse and earned his alliance. So we know the scene. He threw the sword in the sky. And he got it. Now, give me to make it easier for you. Give me a character that you think has fine Wasamono. Don't let me just give me the character. So that way I
Sora,
could who what is
Sora,
that?
Sora, Sora,
No no. Give me another character
Mihawk,
that who is it?
Mihawk,
No, Mihaki has
Shanks.
we don't know.
Okay. For all we know, Shanks could just have a dollar.
Okay, so
Uh,
um
let me think.
how do I make this easier for you? Smoker. It's the Smoker is not the character, but Smoker, someone who's related to Smoker.
the psychic, the chick that reminds of Zoro of his childhood friend.
Okay, yeah, Tashigi. Okay. Made it easy for
That's
you.
her name, that she. Yeah.
Yeah. So her says here her sword is called Kashu, which it translates to Autumn Rain. That's the name. Autumn Rain. Really nice. And then
It reminds me of November Rain.
yeah. And then the other one that we know is Yubashiri. That was sword. The sword that got destroyed during what's it called? Eni's lobby. Zoro won. His blades got destroyed. So that was Yubashiri. And then here we got one called Shigure. Shigure. Never heard that one, but it's right there. They don't even have an image, but I'm like, okay. Now, these are ungraded. Like they don't have a grade. So, I'm not going to torture you. So, so I'm going to say,
He dead to the fort.
no, no, not yet, not yet. It's ungraded because it hasn't been made yet. That's why. Um,
Uh,
so we got Kikoku. That's on Lost Sword. If I'm correct, Kikoku translates to whale killer, something like that.
oh,
So
cool.
yeah. And we also know it's a cursed sword. That's all we know. We don't know why it's a curse, but So yeah, that's Kikoku. And then we also got Hasai Kai. That's Kaido's weapon. His club is ungraded. So I think it's because it's a club. It's not a bladed weapon, but says it's so strong that Kaido could
Because it
wield it.
has spikes.
Yeah, it does have spike, but yeah. And then we got Suken-san and Kaku-san. That's Kinemon's swords. He's a dual wielder, so those are his. And then we got Sushi Shibai. That's Kanjuro sword. His paintbrush. So that's him. Now these are unknown grades. So these are swords that they are graded, but we just don't know their grades. So we have Griffin. Okay, I'm going to name you the sword, and you name me the character. So Griffin, who will have a sword named Griffin?
Huh?
Do you hear what I said? Do you hear what I said?
What, give me
Okay, okay, okay.
Oh, you're saying?
Okay, okay. So I was saying that I will name you the sword that these swords right now. What was the last thing that you heard? What was the last thing that you heard?
These are the swords that have a grade, but we don't know the specifics.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So you heard. Okay. So I said, but then after that, I said, I will name you the sword, and you give me the character who wields it. You know, like you know,
Oh, I
like
think Wilton.
yeah, yeah. So here, the sword is called Griffin. So who do you think has a sword named Griffin? Like,
Uh,
who do you think that will fit?
one of the it's I'm the first one that came into mind was one of the bodyguards for King Cobra.
No, no. Top tier. Think of a top tier. Top 10.
Top tier. Wow.
Yeah, top tier.
Really?
No, actually, Rayleigh, he's unknown. That's his category. So I guess technically he's ungraded, but he's like a whole different category, like unknown. but but no, it's not Rayleigh. It's not Rayleigh. Top 10, top. This character is in our both top 10. This guy, he's on both in our top 10s.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh.
He shares the same spot. Also, we have him in the same spot in our top 10.
Top 10? Wow. Um. Okay, I'm trying to think. It can't be Shanks, can it?
Yes, it's Shanks. His sword is named Griffin.
Okay, it is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We
I wasn't sure.
like it says, it's graded, but currently we don't know the grade, and I guess although he just doesn't want to reveal the grade in this. So yeah. Now, I'm going to skip this guy because I know you're not going to get it. Like not even with hands or so. His sword are called Oto and Kogarashi. So he's a dual wielder, and Shiki. So those are his swords. And remember, Shiki, he doesn't even use his sword. It just he has swords for legs since he lost his legs. So yeah, okay. So he's like there. Now, this one, the weapon is called Mole, or the Japanese name is Mogura, and the other translation is Earth Dragon. So I gave you three different names. It's the same weapon. So who do you think has a weapon called Mole?
Earth, Earth Dragon.
Yeah, Earth Dragon or Mogura.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Are they part of the Beast Pirates?
No, but I was going to give you a hint. It says here, this is the introduction of Mole, and the character says this spear's name
Wait,
is Mole.
can you repeat that?
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a hint, and the hint is that the character is I mean not the character, the weapon is a spear. We don't know that many spears, so I lowered the options.
Spear, wow.
Yeah, a spear.
When was the last time I saw a spear in One Piece? Wow.
Like a couple of years ago, so recent. A couple of years ago. Like 4 years ago, maybe. Tops, like 4 years ago.
Well, like publication wise or me reading it?
I don't know. Like real life, like how long we've been in Wano? We've been like 4 years. So yeah, like 4 years ago, we haven't seen like a spear, or like the character's a top tier, at least in our opinions, because we both have this character in our top 30. But yeah.
Okay, so it's a Raizo. Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not Raizo. No, I don't think Raizo even uses a weapon. Now I think about it. But or like a sword or anything like that. But yeah, it's not Raizo. It's not Raizo.
Okay. Let me think. Okay. Is it really?
No, it's not Rayleigh.
Fuck.
We don't know the name of his weapon, so no, it's not Rayleigh. But
Oh yeah, it's a spear, Doey.
yeah, he uses a sword. Okay. Okay, now let me be more specific now. Because it says here this is the translation is that this is a spear, But if you want to be more specific, it's actually a trident.
Ryan, what the?
There's only one character that this. There's only one character that we know that uses a trident.
I'm blanking very hardcore. Wow. Trying.
Only
Okay,
one.
it isn't smokers because it has two prongs, so it isn't a trident.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
anything, it's a bident.
and he's not top tier either. he's not. He's not top 30 material. Okay.
Why am I blanking so hard? Wow. Wait a minute.
Uh,
Did
uh,
Big Mom use a trident?
no, it's not Big Mom, but you're close.
Fuck. Oh wait. Oh my God, Cat Curry. It's Cat Curry.
Yeah, it's Kai Curry. Okay. Yep, that's his weapon. His weapon's called Mogura, and yeah, it says here it's graded, but we just don't know the grade. So yeah. Here's like a okay. Here's a rapid fire, quick round. I'm not going to say because this is a very long list of weapons. So I'm just going to give
Yeah,
some. I'm just going to give
yeah,
like
it's very
some.
late right now.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you some quick things. So uh, cat claws. Who has that?
What the fuck? The dude with the glasses in Syrup Village.
Okay, Kuro. Good. Let me see. Let me see. I'm seeing names. Seeing names. The elephant from Creed. Who had that?
Oh fuck! It's from Alabasta or Impulse? No, not Impulse. War 7. It's either Alabasta or War 7. It's
Uh,
a Marine dude.
and he's lobby. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna give you the point. You said War 7, Marine, so span them. Let's see. Let's see. Franken.
Franken? What the fuck? It isn't Frankie, that's for sure. Fuck, is this someone from Trailer Park?
Here's a hint. It's a straw hat.
So it is Frankie.
Yeah, it's Frankie. To be more specific, Frankie Shogun. This is what it says here. Frankie Shogun. Um, Soul Solid.
What?
Soul Solid.
Oh, saw that. What is that? Okay, is it Big Mom?
No. Uh, here's a hint.
Wait, is it Brooks?
Here's a hint. It's a straw hat.
It's Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks. Okay. Presto.
What?
Presto.
Presto?
Presto, like the food. Presto.
Oh, wait,
The
what the fuck? Don't tell me Chopper doesn't wield a weapon.
who? Shopper? No, it's not Shopper. It's not Shopper.
Fuck. It had someone from Big Mom.
Yep, you're right. Okay, someone's from Big Mom's crew. So who uses a weapon? Named Presto.
Really? Cracker? Wait, I can't say that on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's the word that you can't say. It's the you cannot say on Twitch. You can't. We're not doing this live.
Cracker.
So yeah, it's Cracker. It's Cracker. Okay. What was the biscuit? That was the name that we gave him. You know, to go. So yeah, it was Charlotte Biscuit. Napoleon.
Oh, easy. That's Big Mom.
Okay, finally you got it. I was hoping that you said someone else because you've been saying Big Mom throughout all these names. I was hoping you said someone else. Napoleon, man. Every time when she uses Napoleon's hype for me. You know, she's like Ikaku. You know, she uses Ikaku. That's Obat spear, and you know she obliterates everything. And I guess let me see one more. Punisher.
Punisher, fuck, Punisher has to be a Marine. They're the ones to punish.
No, it's a pirate.
The pirate, who the fuck will name it? Fucking sword Punisher.
It's one of the supernovas, one of the super rookies.
Fuck, Killer.
Yeah, Killer. Okay.
Okay, yeah. It sounds good enough
Yeah,
to be wielded by a guy named Killer.
Yeah. This one. This one killed my brother. Okay, let me see if it kills you. Warabide.
What?
Warabide is Japanese. Um,
Wadabi. Does it say the translation? It
if
sounds
I
familiar.
if I do, it gives it is it gives it away who owns it. If I give you
Okay.
well, okay, the user ate the
Wada,
water. The user ate the water fruit. So
Wada. Okay, I
right,
know
right,
that. Okay, I know that wa means bad or evil or something like that.
yeah, yeah. But water. Who in the series? You should know. You should know what water means because we have
Wait,
her.
why? It's not like wall. Is it Bartolomeo?
No, no, no. But what did you said? You said Mugiwara?
Oh, I heard wire, so I thought it must be wall.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Um, no, it's not about the. It's a rookie. It's one of those super rookies.
Fucking Christ. Oh,
It's a
wait
it's
a
a it's
minute.
a
Okay, is it Bonnie?
no, no. Bonnie hasn't used a weapon, but let me give you. It's a very unique sword. Like it doesn't like it looks like a sword, but it's not made out of steel.
The fuck? Is it Hawkins?
Yeah, it's Hawkins. It's
Okay.
the English translation is straw sword, and he ate the he ate the straw star fruit, right? And then the reason why I told you have heard the name Wada throughout the series is because Mugi Wada, straw hat, you know.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so it killed my brother because I kept telling him, yo, you have heard the name Wada throughout the whole series. It's like it's the nickname of a character. You know. Here's the last one. Here's the last one. Bamboo.
Is it male of bamboo?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't remember seeing a panda in One Piece.
But what you said?
Uh,
You don't remember seeing what?
I don't remember seeing a panda in One Piece.
No, no.
Oh
But
shit! Bam! Oh,
funny,
what the fuck? Uh-huh.
funny enough. This is not. This is
Oh, it's
just
a
a.
door.
No, it's not Fujitora. No.
Okay.
Funny
I don't
enough.
know why.
Here's a. My brother, he gets Virgo. Remember? Do you remember Virgo?
Virgo?
He's the punk hazard. He's the marine who was actually a pirate working for the Flamingo.
Oh, croissant, croissant.
No, 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 no. But no, Virgo. No, Virgo is the marine who was working for Don Flamingo and Punk Hazard. He's the guy who beat up Law and Smoker. That
Oh,
he went
he has
full.
a snake in his face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my brother, he gets Virgo because Virgo carries a bamboo. It's not Virgo. Just in case you were wondering. So, but it is a marine. I, um, if
What
you
the
describe
fuck?
if you describe me the
Is it a
character,
sword?
what you said?
Is it a sword?
Yes, it is a sword. Yes, it is a sword.
What the fuck would name of their sword bamboo? What the fuck?
It looks like a medieval sword. Now that I think about it, it looks like a medieval sword.
It even
So
makes less sense. That's European, not Asian. What the fuck?
and the character's a marine. And if you describe me the dude, I will give it the point because the dude got introduced and he's Lavi, right? He's not CP0. He's a marine. I mean not CP9. He's a marine. And he did nothing because he got introduced, right? And and you know that the Straw Hats were going wars into Ennie's lobby on the train, right? So
Yeah.
so this guy, he was on the train tracks.
Is it
And what?
what?
He was on the train
I was
tracks.
like, oh my god.
He was on the train tracks, and then Zoro, he was like, "Yo, we got a strong one here. We got a strong one in the train tracks." And Zoro one shots this dude like easily, and then Oda was hyping this guy up, and he gets one shot. So, and then interesting enough, every time we see a Kainu, he's always there with him for some reason. He's always there. He's always there in the background, and every time I see the guy, I just laugh because I'm like, oh, he's the guy who got one shot by Zoro, and his weapon's called bamboo. I'm like, okay, he's weird. He's weird. Like if you describe me, this dude, I will give you the point. But he's like very
Man,
like,
I
he's
barely remember important characters.
okay. So you give up?
Yeah, I do.
His name doesn't. His name makes less sense. His name's T Bone, as in the food. T Bone. That's his government name. He was born with his name. Someone named him T Bone. So T Bone, he
With
looks
the
like a
hyphen and everything?
what?
Like
What you
with the
say?
hyphen?
Yeah, with the hyphen and everything. T Bone with the hyphen in the middle connecting the two. Like that's his government name. So and he looks like a skeleton. Like he's not a skeleton, but he looks and like the funny thing, he's like fat, but his face is like he hasn't eaten. But I don't know, he's weird. Like I said, he has a weird design. So I don't know. So that's the last one. There's like a long list, but those like the ones that I wanted to say. And then they mentioned Rayleigh and Vista. They mentioned Vista, Fujitora, and so on and so forth. And then you already saw this. You already mentioned this. You already saw the character designs for OT and the Beast Pirates, right? So yeah. But before I continue, I actually want to say something about the sketches. Leo, I'm not sure if you've seen all of them specifically, but for example, there's a sketch of a different version of hybrid Kaido. And this version, he looks more dragon than human in the hybrid form. Some people say that, some people like it. I don't. I personally don't like this more dragon than human hybrid. I think it kind of, in my opinion, kind of looks goofy. my my brother agrees. He kind of looks goofy. I don't know, like with the long neck, dragon neck. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it, but a lot of people on Twitter enjoyed it. They were like huge fan of it. You know, like, oh, people were like, if there was Hybrid Kaido, the fight would have been way better. I don't know why, but the fight was already good. You know, the design. Yeah, I don't think the design will have improved the fight. But something that I would love to see, that Oda wrote here in his sketch, that he was thinking to have Kaido being coated with conquerors. Like conquerors is like coming out of him, like electricity is always constantly coming out of him when he's like in hybrid.
Ooh.
Yeah, here's like a sketch. Looks really cool. I would love to see that. That would have been very cool, like very menacing. Yeah. And that was Kaido. When it comes to King and Queen, nothing. They're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. There's a sketch of Hybrid Jack. Since we never saw Hybrid Jack, there's like a sketch of Hybrid Jack right here. And well, we did saw a glimpse of Hybrid Jack, but he wasn't like full hybrid. I don't know. It was a weird combination there. But yeah, Hybrid Jack. And and of course I gotta shout out my girl Ulti. Oda Oda, he showed us what that tongue could do. And I also want to shout out this artist on Twitter. The at is I'm probably going to butcher the at, but the at is Lud Amone. I think that's how you pronounce it. At Lud Amone or Lud Amon. Lolly Lud or that's like the at. I'll show an image of the of the at on the screen. But the reason why I'm shouting this person out is because when this came out, they drew OT. They drew OT showing what that tongue could do. So that's all I'm gonna say. I cannot show the drawing on screen, and that's pretty much it's a really good art. Like, dear Lord, God bless the God bless the artist. God bless I think it's a guy, so God bless his soul. Their soul. And another thing I want to mention from the sketches, also about Ulti, interestingly, Oda thought about making Ulti like a scarecrow type character, at least from what we could see in the sketches. Of course, Oda went with a different route. But that's like interesting. I guess like a scarecrow type character. What's her name? Black Maria. Black Maria, she's the spider lady. It says here She was supposed to be what they're called. You know that dinosaur with the spikes in his back?
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, that one, that one. So she was supposed to be that. At least that was like the original concept. But then eventually Oda made her the spider. You know, the ancient spider. Who's who? Pretty much the same. Nothing changed there. Same thing with page one. I don't know if you know this fun fact though about page one, but page one when he first got introduced, he had a regular like dinosaur tail. You know, like your typical dinosaur tail. But later on in like in real life, it was discovered that his dinosaur actually had like a more like a fish like type tail for because it mostly swam in the water. And because of that, Oda he actually changed page one's design later on in the series.
Oh.
Yeah. So you know, that's cool that he did that. What's this guy name? Sasaki. Sasaki, he looks pretty much the same. Sadly, there's no mention. I don't know if you heard this theory though, but there's this theory that Sasaki is actually related to not related, but it's Kokoro's I guess husband. I guess you could say yeah because the father is Shimny. You know who I'm talking about? Shimny, Kokoro. Does those names ring a bell?
No.
Okay. Water seven. Do you remember? Okay. So beginning of Water seven, the Sora has
Yeah.
They're going to Water seven, and they meet this old lady, and she has like a little girl. For her.
Oh, the mermaid.
The mermaid. Yeah. The girl, her name's Shimney, and I think she mentions that her dad left her, and he became a pirate. I think that's what she said. And so when Sasaki got introduced, and we saw his colors, like his hair, you know,
Yeah.
people were like, okay. People were like, he kind of his hair matches Chimney, right? And he looks like a train conductor because of the hat. Um, so maybe he's Chimney's dad. And, you know, people were theorizing that. And then since Frankie fought against him, we thought that they were going to have a moment, you know, like because for some reason Frankie with his fights he always has a moment with the opponent. You know, like Senior Pink. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we thought that Frankie was going to have a moment with Sasaki, and Sasaki was going to reveal, or Frankie he's going to realize that this guy kind of looks like, or like Shimney reminds me of him. You know, like you know, people just thought that was going to happen, but it never did.
It did.
It didn't, and there's no mentions in the sketches. There's no mentions of like anything like that because during in these sketches, although he writes a lot, like a bunch of scrap ideas, and there's no mentions of that. So I guess that wasn't even his. You know, I guess it's just a coincidence, maybe, or maybe someone. Usually, someone asks. Sometimes people ask Oda in the SBS random questions. Maybe this will be a question that someone will ask Oda, like, "Yo, Oda, Sasaki kind of looks like Sasaki looks like he's related to Kokoro and Chimney. What's the deal with that? Blah blah blah." And then Oda will probably answer. You know. So yeah. And then we have sketches of Drake. Well, you know, nothing different there. And the last sketches we got is Big Mom, her with her kimono. She looks very much the same how she looks like in the series. And there's nothing like I don't think there's anything new here. So yeah, so that was the end of volume 2. Now we're going to volume 3.